Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon and this is the top 10 most owned board games that I own. I'll do a separate list for some other top 10 lists relating to this, including cooperative games and other things as well. But this is the most games that I own of multiple copies of. Now, there's a few ways of interpreting this. I'm going to give you both just to make this into a fairly rounded top 10. For example, one of these games in this list is Dixit. Now, I think I've only got 2 copies of Dixit. I think minimum 2, perhaps minimum 3, I think is necessary for it to be of interest. But at least 2 copies is definitely, why on earth do you have 2 copies of something? I know I've got 2 pairs of the same pair of trousers, of various trainers, shoes, sneakers, wherever you come from in terms of that terminology. Even hi-fi systems, because if you like something, you want another copy of it because it might get destroyed, it might be hard to find, maybe you're going to have it somewhere else, maybe at a family home, at somebody else's home, someone who you play with frequently, maybe even bought it for someone else as a copy, and they say, no, it's yours, leave it here, whatever it might be. So first up, in no particular order, we're having Dixit. Now, I've actually got lots of expansions or mini expansions or promos, so I'm still going to class it as that as well. So I've got over 15 unique promos. I think I've got about 20 at this point, some of which I haven't filmed. And then if I'm making that list, it's because I've gone very heavily on a certain game. I am including expansions in this as well, which is a bit different because if you have multiple copies of the same game, that has more emphasis on you really liking a game in some respects compared to you having lots of expansions, which means maybe you really like that game, but to have multiple copies of it is a bit more unusual because why do you need exactly the same game again? That seems very strange if you're looking to, I don't know, finite amount of money, etc. So the next game is No Thanks. So with all these different games, you can see multiple versions of as well. Sometimes these games are identical, sometimes they're just different publishers who have made it, or a different version, like a different smaller size, or they've changed the box shape, etc. Not necessarily a mini version. So No Thanks, I have got on the channel, you can see the Mayfair edition. I've also got a different edition as well, which you can find on the channel as Amigo amongst other publishers. And I haven't actually opened that copy yet. That's a larger box. And I think because it's larger, I haven't chosen to play with it, even though it's got some very nice pebbles in it too. Although I do have a promo which could still work for it as well, so check out my promo video for No Thanks as well. Next up, well, this is a game I don't have exact, well, I did have exact duplicate copies of, but I just thought I actually can get rid of that one, and that was for Aeon's End War Eternal. So I have 2 copies of this, but I've still got this one, and I wasn't going to show you too many games in shot, just because I've got limited space to try and grab them. So I've got that one, I've got these 3 sort of smaller box expansions, as well as the game that got me into it, which is Aeon's End Legacy. So there we go, that is so far what we're talking about in terms of Aeon's End content. And then right behind me, out of shot here, I might grab some of it, we've got Andor. Now, I've played 2 of the small box expansions. I've got the 2 big box expansions that go with this as well, yet to be played. And